안녕하세요. 오늘 저는 신재생 에너지를 주제로 수업을 진행하게 된 이글이라고 합니다. 4가지 방향으로 수업을 진행하려고 합니다. 먼저 신재생 에너지 소개입니다. 신재생 에너지는 태양광, 풍력, 수력, 지열, 바이오 에너지처럼 자연에서 지속적으로 얻을 수 있는 에너지를 말합니다. 기존의 석탄이나 석유 같은 화석연료와 달리 온실가스 배출이 적고 환경을 보호하는 데 큰 도움이 됩니다. 최근에는 기후변화와 탄소 중립이 중요한 과제가 되면서 세계 여러 나라에서 신재생 에너지의 활용이 빠르게 확대되고 있습니다. 관련 수업 영상은 다음 차시에 있는 배지웅 선생님, 나성인 선생님께서 더 밀도 있게 수업에서 다뤄주시겠습니다. 두 번째, 풍력발전기 제작 활동입니다. 풍력발전기의 원리를 직접 이해하기 위해 간단한 풍력발전기 제작해 보았습니다. 바람이 날개를 회전시키면 회전 에너지가 발전기를 통해 전기 에너지로 변환된다는 원리를 확인할 수 있었습니다. 또한 날개의 모양과 각도에 따라서 발전 효율이 달라질 수 있다는 점도 직접 실험하며 배울 수 있었습니다. 이번 활동을 통해 신재생 에너지의 원리를 풍력 발전기로 더욱 쉽게 이해할 수 있었습니다. 관련 수업 영상 보고 오겠습니다.
Before starting the lesson, spread out and organize all the components, so they are ready to be used immediately when needed during the task. Connect 5 pitch pipes to one hub. Please assemble an icosahedron. Handle the model carefully, as it can break easily. Install the pipe shaft support securely onto the support base, and tighten the screws to the appropriate size. Install the generator motor onto the motor support, making sure it is properly aligned and securely fitted. Connect the wires from the assembly completed in the previous step to the SP hub, ensuring that each connection is secure. Connect the wires from the assembly completed in the previous step to the SP hub, ensuring that each connection is secure. Adjust the spacing by inserting the workpiece from the previous step at a slight angle.
Place the super gear accurately onto the generator motor. Position the bearing so that it is centered on the large spur gear. Install the large spur gear onto the pipe shaft support, ensuring correct alignment. Install 10 blades on the icosahedron and position them in the airflow passage. Install the blades sequentially. 14. Install the icosahedron onto the large spur gear in a downward direction. Fit the rubber ring and end cap onto the top of the pipe shaft support, ensuring they are properly seated and secured.
When the assembled structure is rotated, the wind generator will operate and the lamp will light up. Different blade shapes result in different rotational performance of the motor in a wind turbine.
세 번째는 소금물 자동차 제작 활동입니다. 소금물 자동차는 마그네슘과 공기 전지를 이용해 움직이는 자동차입니다. 소금물을 넣으면 화학 반응이 일어나 전기가 발생하고 이 전기로 모터가 작동하여 자동차가 움직입니다. 직접 제작하고 주행하면서 화학 에너지가 전기 에너지, 다시 운동 에너지로 변환되는 과정을 체험할 수 있었습니다. 이를 통해 친환경 에너지 기술의 가능성과 에너지 변환 원리를 배울 수 있었습니다. 관련 수업 영상 보고 오겠습니다.
Safety tongs usage precautions. MUI, the clamp section and the wire are connected by soldering. If the solder joint becomes detached, it can be resoldered and used again. B. When removing or attaching the transparent safety tube, it is easier to use if the clamp is first secured to an object. SAP-B in MUI saltwater fuel cell car, battery compatible. The SAP-B in MUI saltwater fuel cell car is powered by a chemical reaction between saltwater, the positive electrode, and the negative electrode. Through this Hansen activity, students can build a car that runs on saltwater and learn about eco-friendly energy, fuel cell technology, and ionization. Let's explore how a saltwater-powered car works and discover the science behind renewable energy and electrochemical reactions. After completing the saltwater experiment, the car can also be operated using batteries. Connect the two red wires together, and connect the yellow wire to the black wire of the battery holder. Batteries are sold separately. You need to make sure you firmly grip the wire so that it fits properly into the connection on the vehicle body. Operating instructions. The saltwater fuel cell car is powered by electricity generated through a chemical reaction between the saltwater solution, the positive electrode, and the negative electrode. When the initially supplied saltwater dries out, the car may move more slowly or stop completely. In this case, simply add more saltwater to restore operation. However, after repeated use, approximately by times, the magnesium electrode may become oxidized, preventing further electricity generation. If this occurs, disassemble the fuel cell module and clean the corroded areas and electrode surfaces of the magnesium electrode using a screwdriver, sandpaper, or a similar tool. Rinse thoroughly with running water, allow all parts to dry completely, and then reassemble the module before use. In addition, the magnesium electrode will gradually oxidize during operation, and may become unusable after approximately hours of total use. When this happens, replace it with a new magnesium plate to continue using the fuel cell car. Materials needed: water, a battery. Precautions for handling and use. Assemble the kit according to the instructions, paying close attention to the orientation of each part. The motor wire terminals are delicate. Be careful not to damage or break them when connecting the wires. Prepare the salt solution by mixing water and salt at a ratio of mui. Make sure the gear on the wheel axle meshes properly with the gear attached to the motor. This kit contains small parts. Take care not to lose them and do not put them in your mouth. Warning: not suitable for children under 8 years of age. Contains small parts that may present a choking hazard. Insert the small gear onto the motor shaft, then connect the yellow wire to the left terminal of the motor, and the red wire to the right terminal. After inserting the motor into the slot at center part, install the wheel axle with the crown gear so that it meshes properly with the gear attached to the motor. Attach the head to the front of center part, then fit center part B so that it aligns and connects properly. Using the screwdriver, insert and tighten the screws at the 3 designated locations to secure the assembly. Route the red and yellow wires through the hole behind the seat of the body. Then align the grooves of the body and center part carefully and fit them together. Turn the assembly over and insert the 4 screws to secure it. Insert the front wheel axle into the center section, then attach all 4 wheels. Stand the assembly upright, attach the front panel, and insert the safety bars into the slots on both sides. Connect the carbon plate to the red wire, and the magnesium plate to the yellow wire. Then insert them into the rectangular slot at the rear of the body in the following order: carbon plate, nonwoven fabric, magnesium plate. Place the cover on the body to complete the car. In a transparent cup, mix water and salt at a ratio of mui. Stir until the salt is completely dissolved to make a salt solution. Using a dropper, fill the circular hole in the cover with the salt solution. The car will then start to move. Fill the dropper completely and add the salt solution only once.
넣어보세요.
네 번째, 마지막입니다. 캄보디아의 신재생 에너지 관련 조사입니다. 캄보디아는 최근 전력 수요가 빠르게 증가하고 있으며 안정적인 전력 공급을 위해 신재생 에너지 확대에 힘쓰고 있습니다. 현재는 수력 발전의 비중이 높지만 최근에는 태양광 발전이 빠르게 증가하고 있습니다. 특히 일조량이 풍부한 지역을 중심으로 대규모 태양광 발전소가 건설되고 있으며 농촌 지역의 전기 보급에도 신재생 에너지가 적극적으로 활용되고 있습니다. 앞으로는 풍력과 바이오 에너지 분야도 함께 발전할 것으로 기대하고 있습니다. 관련 수업 영상 보고 오겠습니다.
Today, we will explore the properties of three-dimensional shapes by learning about polyhedra and rotation. Polyhedron, a three-dimensional shape whose faces are all polygons. Tetrahedron, pentahedron, hexahedron, heptahedron. Frustum of a pyramid, the part that is not the pyramid when a pyramid is cut by a plane parallel to its base. Frustum of a triangular pyramid, frustum of a square pyramid. A regular polyhedron is a polyhedron whose faces are all congruent regular polygons, and in which the same number of faces meet at each vertex. Regular polyhedra with equilateral triangular faces. In the following regular polyhedra, the numbers of faces meeting at each vertex are 3, 4, and 5, respectively. Regular tetrahedron, regular octahedron, regular icosahedron. Regular polyhedron with square faces. In the regular polyhedron on the right, 3 faces meet at each vertex. Regular polyhedron with pentagonal faces. In the regular polyhedron on the right, 3 faces meet at each vertex. Solid of revolution. Solid of revolution, a three-dimensional shape formed by rotating a plane figure. One full turn about a line. Axis of rotation, the line that serves as the axis of a solid of revolution. Frustum of a cone. Frustum of a cone, the part that is not the cone when a cone is cut by a plane parallel to its base. When a solid of revolution is cut by a plane perpendicular to the axis of rotation, the boundary of the cross-section is always a circle. When a solid of revolution is cut by a plane containing the axis of rotation, all the cross-sections are congruent and are line symmetric. Figures with the axis of rotation as the line of symmetry.
오늘 활동을 통해 신재생 에너지는 환경을 보호하는 것뿐만 아니라 미래 사회의 안정적인 에너지 공급을 위해 꼭 필요한 기술이라는 것을 배울 수 있었습니다. 이상 라임 연구회의 전공 기반 국제 공동 수업에서 첫 번째 수업을 맡게 된 이글이였습니다.